Evening, ladies and gentlemen, and my Facebook friends, Peppy, Bradley, Skip, and Wayne Tullett, and let me see who else is hanging around that I aggravate every now and then. Welcome to McBob's Saw Shop. Get the little dive I live in here. This is one of the bays to my shed that I normally do a bit of work in, on top of this bench here. Just a quiet afternoon. I thought I'd say good day to everybody and let me know I'm still alive. Did you see my super duper Yip sign up there? McBob Racing Engines. I thought I might lift the spirit up a little bit. We're going to try and compete with old Buck and Billy Ray. He does some good videos. I enjoy his stuff. He seems to be very much a down to earth fella. Anyway, a bit of a story on how I started with McBob many years ago. I kicked off in about 1976 at the end of the big saw range. I worked for a little company in Maitland called All Ag Services, agricultural company, selling a lot of farm equipment, chemicals and stuff like that, plus fencing material, and of course I had a small agency there for McBob chainsaws. Anyway, old Bob got the job. Well, I shouldn't say old Bob, young Bob got a job there. Right, what a lucky fella. I beat him about a fortnight and I ended up getting my first saw repair, which is one of these poor old bloody things here, a Max 15. Didn't know shit from Clegg. Boss said, go and fix that. So after tinkering it for about 3 or 4 days and must have thrown it up and down each length of the yard I could find, I couldn't fix it. And I had no clues. Two strokes was real bewilderment to me, so he said to me, well, he said, how about we send you down to Sydney to McBob? He'd stay down there at the school, and they can teach you something. Hey, I thought, great idea. So they bundled me up. I went down to Seven Hills to Sydney, and I started on that course. McBob used to run a certified two-stroke engine course that they put together and engineered through the Sydney TAFE. I done the school through the workshop in Seven Hills. I worked there with two, well, I don't know, it was probably mechanics. And they, I don't know all what qualifications they had, but that was old Ted and Ron, and they put me through the workshop there and taught me a few basic things with saw repairs and also chains. Then I got all my books off old Bob Liston, told to go back to the motel and do a bit of studying and reading, which I done. And after a couple of days, they gave me the theory test, and I passed all that, no hassles. And then I done the practical side. I had a big mouth one day. I told I didn't like them little saws, little Mac 110s and those little baby things. So they turned around and stuck me on a production line. For a couple of hours doing starters, and I looked like starters. And after that, I thought, well, maybe I could learn to love them pretty quick if it gets me off this bloody job. So I told him that I had changed my mind about the little saws. Oh, he said, good move, Bob, come back over here. So I went back in the workshop again and back onto the old Mac 15, and he said, what's wrong with it? I said, I don't know. But anyway, the basic things I had to learn were procedure for checking out a saw and why it won't run, which at that stage I didn't have a clue about. So I got the old Mac 15 out, I booted my car, took it in. He said, righto, I'll put it on a bench. He said, what have we got so far, Bob? He said, pull the starter up, so we've got compression, which this saw doesn't have much. We do this with it, I'll tell you that now. But it's got no spark plug, that's why. But assuming that we have a good response to the compression, he said, now have you got spark? So we pulled the spark plug out, put it back in the high tension lead, gave it a zip and a doodah. Yes, we had nice blue spark. Now he said, what do you think could be the problem? I said, well, that's why I'm down here to learn. He said, well, the next thing we'll do a pressure test. And that will determine whether the crankcase is sealing or not, the positive or negative pressure. So what we done was we took the saw out, put it on the bench, removed the muffler, cut a piece of rubber stripping, used a punch to punch 2 holes in it for those 2 studs that go there, refitted the muffler. We done the same with the carburetor. We blocked it off, like with a piece of rubber between the manifold and the carburetor. Okay, next we had a regular little adapter, the same basic shape as a spark plug, but has an air fitting to it. And we screwed that in. Now I've never seen one of those, but I soon purchased one myself, and I've had one for quite a few years, and it simplifies the whole procedure. He then come out with a pressure test gauge, which is a bulb and a gauge pumping air pressure in the crankcase. Now we only do that in a positive sense because that's where the pressure is being generated inside the engine. As the piston goes up and down, we're creating a vacuum, or we're creating a positive pressure inside there. So if we get an air leak, it'll be pretty obvious. So anyway, put the gauge on there, pump it up, and Bob said to me, well, we only pump about 5 psi at the most. Alright? He said we allow the saw down around about a bleed down time of 5 minutes. But in the first minute, if it starts to leak air reasonably quick, which you'll see by the gauge dropping down in pressure, he said have a look around the saw and have a listen to the seals that are on the end of the crankshaft here, and you'll see that first one there, and there's also one on the flywheel which you can't see. But if we're getting a supply of air coming out of there, we're going to lose crankcase pressure. So suggestion would be take it out, put it in a tub of water. So I had a half 44 out the back which was filled with water. We pumped the saw back up again, went out and stuck it in the tub of water, and lo and behold, we had like a bloody whale, great stream of air coming out of here, which meant it was a crook seal. Bob, my instructor, probably knew that anyway, but he's given me an idea, a chance to find out for myself. And if that seal isn't sealing and you're losing air, the saw won't start. So I took it back in, blew it off with compressed air, fitted a new seal, pressure test again, this time it held pressure. And there was hardly any bleed down whatsoever. So he said to me that as far as he was concerned, that saw was repaired, fixed. So now, please put the saw back together, take it back, put some fuel in it, and we'll crank her up and get it going. Well, we took that back after we put some fuel in it, 2 pops and she was running. So I actually repaired my first saw. What had bugged me up was the fact I didn't understand what was going on inside the crankcase as regards pressure. Very important with saws. All saws are the same, all 2-stroke engines are the same. They rely upon a sealed crankcase. They can suck against the crankcase or they can blow against the crankcase. So if you've got a saw that's got spark, got compression, and the piston looks reasonably good when you take the muffler off or the jaw stub off, look at the face of the piston and wind over, and it doesn't look like it's scored or badly damaged, then more than likely it's going to be a crankcase seal. Okay? Anyway, repaired the saw. When I finished the schooling down there, I passed that, got my certificate, went back to Maitland. Had an ego bigger than bloody Ned Kelly. Go sell, saws to a Chinaman or something. Anyway, it started quite a few years of enjoyable work, and I continued with all ag services for about 5 or 6 years. It was a good company to work for. Pay was a bit lousy, but I did find something better I could do later on. But it got me started on a colour range of saws. I've enjoyed it ever since. 10 series saws, I sold a lot of those. I was also a salesman there. So when I first got there, they were probably averaging around about 15, 20 saws a year. Well, it's not really worthwhile having a big dealership for the sake of a few saws. So I took on the mechanic with a fair bit of enthusiasm and sold a lot of saws, and we boosted our numbers up from being 20 saws a year to after the first year when I sold about 150, they thought I was pretty cool. And as things continued, I sold more and more, but mostly farm and professional saws. Very, very few casual saws. I seem to ignore those. Towards into the 80s, when I was still here, McBob come around and said to us, but the days the big saws had gone, they stopped making and producing big saws, especially with regards to 125C, which finished in 1977. And they said that their role in the future would be selling more consumer saws. There was more money in consumer saws than what was the pro saw market. It's nice to see blokes run around the bush as pro cutters with your brand of saw, which is McCulloch or Still or Nolma or whatever. But at the end of the day, not too many people get to see those guys. Most of them are home handyman, the casual user, and that's the market I was aiming for and would like to achieve. So they changed their emphasis on sales, and I started to lose interest. And once quite a few years later, I had my own dealership, and I went and got mechanic stuff and put it in, then I realised how much the marketplace had changed. But at that stage, I sold a lot of different brands of saws. I sold a fair bit of mechanic stuff to start with, then I sold Solo, sold those but on bucket load. Using, I don't know how many bloody saws that went through there, but it was a magic, hey. Um, I was there when they introduced the big plastic body stuff. The 654, the 647 was the farm saws, a 47cc, a 54. Then they also brought out, released the 603s, the 690s, 680s, 670s. They weren't a bad saw. Had a few teething problems that we suffered from at the shop. The 603 sucked all of the dust in, and eventually it worked its way through, and it actually, you'll believe it, it wore the bloody gear pumps out the oiler. And it took a lot to get Solo on side to get something done with the air filtration system. So when you see a lot of saws nowadays, they have little spindly silk covers, and they all need proper flock filtering to stop that fine dust getting through, especially out here in Australia. I've had a few saws come in here over the last couple of years. Good name brand saws like Still, and I've seen a few Solos around that. They've all been sucking in this fine red dust that we get out of our firewood here. It kills saws. So guys, please, whenever you're doing filters, make sure that filter is clean and it can't get that red dust through it, especially out of the firewood, because they'll ride them off left, right and centre. Especially hard on pistons, rings and crank bearings. So pay attention to it, and hopefully you'll get a good run out of your saw. Anyway, that's enough gibbering for today. I'll love you and leave you now. My sitting on the table here is an old 1010 that I still come back together again. Got a couple of sitting there, that one there, one behind me. An old 172 I think it is, sitting there that I converted over to right hand start. Few 850s, 570s, 610s, couple of two-manners sitting up there that I'll talk about later on. And yeah. Okay guys, have a nice day. I enjoy having you. Bye for now.